This is part 1 of the introduction course titled the Blackened History Month Celebration. Nobody likes being lied to, yet we have been fed with lies for centuries. Terrible lies, insidious lies, and massive lies have been told us, and it's insulting because the gross deceptions were presented to us as gospel truths. Not that we are foolish people, but our forebears were too trusting, and our mendacious frenemies took advantage of our accommodating nature. Today, we are divided, we bicker and fight our own because we swallowed their lies whole. We traded our gold for brass and gave up our treasures for trash because deception is terribly blinding. We have been running around in circles and never knew why. Our children were impoverished to enrich theirs, and our families went hungry while they were fed fat. All because we were too naive to see through their wily tricks. Adolf Hitler was their student, and he confessed that people can easily be tricked into believing a colossal lie because they would not imagine that someone could have the impudence to invent such a whopping lie. Fortunately, no matter how great, every lie has a lifespan, as no lie can live forever. Who exactly has been lying to us, and what are we going to do when we find out the truth? 3 things are bound to happen. First, it's the truth that will make us free. Second, our freedom would give us the liberty to walk out of the darkness, and third, we must take actions in that light to secure the future of our people and ensure that our children will not be the victims of them lies no more. Now, where do we start from? Let's get going with this Blackened History Month celebration and the secrets that have been hidden from us. As God would have it, Dr. Carter G. Woodson saw through all the lies told to his generation but kept the truth close to his chest because those were dangerous times. Days when the man of Africa could easily earn himself a lynching for thinking out the truth. Woodson decoded the entire human enslavement enterprise and crafted its solution. However, he was a wise and prudent man who knew his generation would not understand because they had lived in the darkness for too long. Rather than labor in vain, he packaged a peace-building template as his gift to the future and fitted it with a timer release device that nobody could open for a century. Dr. Carter G. Woodson concealed it inside a coded device we have just deciphered in the African Union's 6th Region Global, the AU6RG. The year 2026 will make it 100 years counting from the 7th of February in 1926 when the visionary started the Negro History Week. Now, we have what it takes to truly be free at last, if we dare to stand up for the truth. This fresh revelation will affect many things, including the manner we celebrate Blackened History Month. Also, how to process the history of racialization, and then the important matter of reparations or no reparations. In 1903, W.E.B. Du Bois asked the painful question, how does it feel to be a problem? It was a cry of anguish coming from the tortured soul of the first African American to bag a doctorate from Harvard University. William Edward Burghardt Du Bois, 1868 to 1963, spent his life studying the Negro problem and the race issue. His 1903 publication, The Souls of Black Folk, was a revelatory classic that exposed the veil of darkness and identified the tertium quid delusion. The insulting idea that the Negro was created as a third thing between man and beast, that is neither man nor beast yet is related to both man and beast. These insights became a burden, and W.E.B. Du Bois eventually left America to reside in Accra, Ghana, when he saw the formidable forces that were against him. Taking up the baton, Dr. Carter G. Woodson, the second African American to obtain a doctorate from Harvard University, decided to answer that troubled question and went further to craft a solution to the greatest problem of the 20th century. The problem of the black-white color bar, as identified by Du Bois. Woodson saw the human enslavement enterprise for what it was and rightly discerned that it was driven by a sublime supremacist program but powered by an arcane hunter-hunted paradigm. Whether we call it an oppressor-oppressed, master-slave, or hunter-hunted device, it was and still is the engine room of every human enslavement enterprise. An evil device so sophisticated that it was practically indiscernible to the untrained eye. Sniffing around, W.E.B. Du Bois had argued that whiteness was used as a public and psychological wage, delivered to the poor whites, derisively identified as white trash, clay eaters or hilly-billies, in the 19th and early 20th centuries. It was considered a valuable social status earned from their classification as not black. Du Bois concluded with authority that the invention of personal whiteness among the world's people was a very modern thing, and 19th and 20th century matter. Indeed, the ancient world would have laughed at such a distinction. He was right. You would never find such a classification in the Bible or any ancient text. Dr. Carter G. Woodson probed deeper and confirmed that the idea of a white man or black man never existed before 1676, and it was first recorded in writing in a 1681 legal document, signed when a law was passed prohibiting Africans from marrying whites in Virginia. Who were the social constructivists behind this arcane program of racial colorism? Why did they write it into the human enslavement program? Where did they get these ideas from? Have you ever heard of the one-drop rule? If you think you dare to face the naked truth, please sign up on our AU6RG platform for this series, Blackened History Month, and get ready for an encounter like never before. The introduction course titled the Blackened History Month Celebration will continue in Part 2.